All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on the YouTube version, you can clearly see that we have a Bengals fan in our midst. We are welcoming back to the show a man that helped us break down the AFC North way back when. And as all three of us killed the Cincinnati Bengals in that marry fuck kill, this man tried to convince us that the quest for 7 for Cincinnati to get over 6.5 wins was a real thing. And by God, they did it. They did it by November. The 7-4 Bengals are a real deal and are the 5th seed for the playoff as we speak, with a big game on the horizon coming on Sunday. So we had to have the guy back, and I'm proud to welcome back my childhood friend, Mr. BigScaryManGuy. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be back on, and I'm excited to give you guys a lot of shit.
Yeah, please. Well, lay it on us.
Like, take a few minutes to gloat and rub it in our faces because you were right and we were wrong.
Say that again, but slower.
You were right, and we were wrong.
I don't know if you guys.
It's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch being wrong. I haven't been upset about this.
That's true. I mean, Chase gave a lot of highlights. Mixon's going nuts, but I have to start it out with, I don't know if anyone watches The Office, the show, but well, how the turntables. I told you the Big Ben was nothing but a fat piece of buttery dicks. He's terrible. He's horrible. The Steelers are trash. I knew he was done. I knew they had no backup plan. And now, I mean, if you look at it, we're chasing the dream. You know what I'm saying? Chasing the dream. We're mixing up some spice. We're getting it going right now. And the quest for 7 happened. That's done. It's the quest for the playoffs now. And I can't wait to smoke this bad boy. Look at this. Look at this stogie. It's in the studio. I can't be smoking in here.
Yeah, he's showing a stogie on screen right now for those listening on Spotify there. And
That's
he's very, very excited about it.
And not just a conversation about a quest for the playoffs, but we're talking about a potential quest for a division title here. I mean,
my heart.
They can certainly still. Baltimore's going to be tough to overcome, but I mean, they're not a good defensive team, and when Lamar Jackson's not on, they're not on. So there are ways for this Cincinnati Bengals team to potentially be AFC North champions when all of this is said and done.
Do you know what the Ravens do though that we don't do? And I hate to say this. I hate to say it, but they find ways to win.
They do.
Yeah.
They find ways to win, whereas we'll lose to the Jets for no reason at all. We'll go into Baltimore. We'll smoke them. But you know what, though? We're the Bengals. It's who we are. We have to take the good. We got to take the bad. Right now, we'd be playing the Chiefs, which, honestly, I'd be okay with that matchup because they're stupid. They'd go into a shootout with us, whereas I would not want the Patriots. I don't want the Patriots. They're scary, but this is
right now.
You're right. They're a scary team. And so what do you want to go into here?
No, I want to say, obviously the quest for 7 has been realized so early. You said this was going to happen, but this has to be past your wildest dreams, right? You could not expect a team that's fighting for the crown at this point.
No. 32 years on this planet, and I've been right once. So, yeah, it's a bit shocking for me, too. I'm not going to lie. All my friends were like, dude, you should have let me bet on them. And I was like, I've lost so many times. Right. You guys don't understand. You jumped on the bandwagon at the right time. All right? So, yeah, it's great. It's been great, but we're not done. We could still bungle this up. All right? We need to finish the job here.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring that up too because it's not a definite that you're going to be in the playoffs. You're in the catbird seat right now, but you only have one game against a team that's sub 500, and that's the 5-6 San Fran 49ers, or 6-5, whatever they are. They're a piece of shit, but they're contenders. And then you also have 2 games still in your division that'll be tough, including one at Cleveland, which who the fuck knows what's going on with Baker Mayfield.
Not afraid of them.
The Chargers, Denver, and Kansas City still on the slate, especially this Chargers game coming up. All those teams are going to be fighting for the playoffs. No one's going to be resting any starters here. The job's obviously not done. Are you a little bit worried with this end of the game slate, or are you confident that you're going to go in and take care of business? Because, as you said, this team sometimes likes to lose games, including games where you miss 7 field goals against my Packers and lose.
I knew you'd bring that up.
Oh, yeah.
And our kicker has been so good. He just had that one game where he couldn't do it. But, yeah, I mean, of course I'm nervous. I'm a Bengals fan. I know what can happen. I know how scary this all is. But Joe Burrow, dude, he doesn't care. I mean, we get blown out by the Browns, and we had just lost to the Jets. We're going into a bye week. So that was 3 weeks of just pure hell, and everyone's crapping on us. And we're now in the 20s for the power rankings. Like, we were done. And the Raiders, who I thought sucked, so I didn't give us a lot of credit for beating them, beat up on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Football's weird, man. So we went on the road. We took care of them. Now we're at home. We play better at home. So I'm happy that we've got a lot of home games coming up. This Chargers game, how the hell am I supposed to know what's going to happen here?
I know.
It's going to be crazy. I would say there's going to be a lot of points, but I don't know what the hell's going to go down. I'll tell you that right now.
Neither do I. We're going to give out a bet for the Chargers game in a second because I'm excited to watch that as well. But I do want to say we talk about Vegas on the show a lot. We talk about the odds makers, and I think I can give you some ease to your sleep this evening. If you took the Bengals to make the playoffs right now, they are 2-1 favorites to make those playoffs. So the odds makers are thinking they're Bengals fans out there.
They know better than me.
I think a little healthy skepticism is good when a team that is traditionally bad starts to get good. And I say this as somebody who used to cover a very bad team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, when they were very, very bad in the early 2010s. And then in 2017, when they got good, I remember talking to my Jags fan friends being like, aren't you guys a little bit nervous? These are the Jaguars. They ended up obviously going to the AFC Championship game, but there was not a single nobody was like, oh, I mean, we are the Jags. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Nobody was worried. And fortunately for them, it played out. But I think a little bit of healthy skepticism from a fan standpoint is good when you got a team that has a history of not following through.
That's fair, and I'm going to be overconfident the whole time. I mean, come game day, I'm like, we're going to win by 1 million, and then as it's happening, we could be up 30, and I'll have my hands crossed like we're going to fuck it up.
We're going to lose.
100%.
Actually, this just reminded me. We sometimes ask this of the super fans that come on the show because I know I have a very particular way of watching my Packers games. Do you have a particular way of watching the Bengals games? Like, do you wear a favorite shirt? Do you sit a certain way? Do you eat a certain meal? Or you just go gung-ho for it?
Nothing. I've learned to live with the unexpected. There's nothing I'm going to do that's going to change anything. It's all about Burrow making the right decisions for us to win. That's all it is.
So you're not like Tony's favorite move is to leave at halftime when the Packers are down by like 3. That's
not true.
That's dirty. That's grimy.
It is dirty.
No, listen.
There's video evidence. There's video evidence on the Bleacher Report betting Twitter feed of you doing just that. Maybe they weren't down by 3.
Tony, stop.
It was the game against San Fran at the NFC Championship when they're down by 1 million. I leave when I don't want to see my friends. How am I supposed to sit there for the next hour and a half and have my friends just heckle me continuously? You don't think I'm already angry enough? The last thing I need is Matthew Dangles, D'Angelo Antonio saying, "Oh wow, that wasn't a good play by Aaron, huh?" No shit, Dangles.
You don't respond to people during Packers games, anyways. Like, not like anybody actually talks to you.
No, I leave. I watch it in solo. If I could watch the rest of the Green Bay Packers for the rest of my life, if I could watch that just by myself in a little cubicle with a big screen TV, I'd be the happiest man in my life in the world.
Don't show up to Sunday football anymore.
But then I'm missing my friends and family. And if the Green Bay Packers end up winning, who am I going to gloat with?
Are you as crazy by yourself as you are with everyone else? Because I am.
I'm talking to myself. I'm yelling at the TV.
100%. 100%. I'm the same whether I'm with a bunch of people or whether it's just me. I'm going absolutely apeshit the entire game.
Do you call the players by their first name or their last name?
Depends on what they've done to me.
First name always, like their best friend.
I mean, I definitely call Burrow everything under the sun. I think I call Joe Burrow sweet boy a lot when he does good things. He's such a sweet boy. I love him. Mixon, I just yell every time. I'm like, that's my guy. I'm just going nuts for Mixon. He's been on fire lately, but, you know.
I love him. I'm a fantasy owner of his, and he's helping me win a couple of leagues right now.
There it is.
All three of us come from the New England area. You still live in the New England area. Obviously, the Patriots are now, they're fighting for the AFC's 1 seed. They got a huge game against the Buffalo Bills. I'm sure everyone, as you walk around town, is wearing that Patriots gear. Do you feel like you liked it better last year when the Patriots were nobodies, or is it better this year when the Patriots are somebodies?
It's always good for, Boston if the teams are good. People have definitely been puffing out their chests more now.
Yeah.
I mean, at first they're just like, you know what? Good for your Bengals. Like, good for you. And then as soon as they were better and we were losing, they're like, you suck. And it's right back to like, F you, we're so much better than you. And I'm like, what the hell happened? You guys were so nice for like 3 weeks. And now everyone's just mean again. Yeah. And you know what, though? Good for them, though. Like, Belichick. I don't know how he does it. I look at that roster and I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm not afraid of them. And yet they crush.
That's what I'm saying. Crush. Who on that team scares you? Is there a single
Kendrick
player on
Bourne,
that offense who,
apparently?
like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been great, but like you look at that roster on paper and you're like, there's not a single person out here who I'm like, okay, we have to game plan to stop this dude every single week. But they win,
Unbelievable.
they win, and I just love it.
I'll give them all the credit in the world.
That is the beauty of this Bengals roster, though, is there's many people you need to stop.
Yeah.
And we all on this show panned that draft pick of Jamar Chase. We knew he was going to be a good wide receiver, but we wanted him to take an offensive lineman. And we also panned a couple of the free agency moves they made on the defensive end, but by golly, everything is working out for them. But let's move forward to Sunday. Let's talk about this game, arguably the biggest game of the season, because the Chargers are sitting right there at the 7th seed right now, and they're fighting for playoff hopes as well. This isn't necessarily a lose-or-leave-town match, but if whoever wins this match is going to really feel good about themselves for the final 5 games of the season. Dangles, can you give us the line on this game? Because each of us right now are going to make a bet that you can take on Sunday to make you money.
Yeah, you bet. So the line on this game, 3 points to the Bengals at home. Chargers 3-point road dogs. The total's 50 and the hook on this one. You can get the Chargers on the money line at plus 145 and the Bengals at minus 165 on the money line through our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Great job, Dangles.
You bet. Hey, go DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, let's give it over to our friend here, Big Scary Man Guy. You are the Bengals super fan, and yes, you were a homer when you came on in the beginning of this year to say the Bengals were going to hit that 7 mark, but hey, you got it right. You're the only one who did get that right. So you got the hot hand with this team. What do you have for this Sunday?
If you're going to bet on either team, you got to go money line. Don't play with the points. I mean, I think that because, dude, I could see this game going one or the other. I don't think it's going to be super close. I think in the beginning it will, but I think one mistake and one of these teams are going to front run all over the other. And it terrifies me. Yeah. It terrifies me because it's either going to be like when we lost to the Browns where we make one mistake and we never get back from it, or we'll figure it out and go. But yeah, I like us for the money line. I also on the sports book thing saw, and I'm doing a second one. Sorry. Burrow and Herbert 0.5 for an interception. Pick whichever one you want. There's going to be turnovers in this game. Like, that's easy money right there. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? They only got to throw one pick? There's going to be bombs all over the yard. So take whichever one. I am extremely biased, so, Herbert on the over, but that's all I'm
both
going
of
to
these
say.
teams' defenses do cause a lot of turnovers. You saw Big Ben last week. He was terrible.
That was
He was
sexual.
throwing picks to whoever he wants, and Herbert has not looked the regular Herbert over the past few weeks either. The Chargers, on the other hand, great against the pass. They do force a lot of turnovers. I like that bet. Dangles, what do you have for this game, Cincy at the Chargers, or Chargers at Cincy?
It's been, since his 201-yard performance against Baltimore, it's been kind of a rough stretch for Jamar Chase. I don't think he has logged more than like 49 receiving yards since that game. It's been tough, and his targets have been down. But I really like this as a bounce-back game for him. He's going to draw a matchup with old man Chris Harris, who is on the wrong side of 30, and I think he's going to – I mean, Jamar Chase runs a 4.340. Chris Harris does not run a 4.340. I think it's
Very
a good
fast.
good matchup for him. And I was actually kind of surprised by this number because, it doesn't seem out of the question to me that Jamar Chase could get over 5.5 receptions. That's the line right now. The price is plus 125. I think that's pretty good for the team's, arguably their number one receiver who needs a bounce back game. I don't think anybody expected him to continue at the pace that he was going at the beginning of the year, but he's also not going to continue being as uninvolved and as low stat wise, I think, as he has been for the last 5 weeks or so. So I like Jamar Chase over 5.5 receptions in this one at plus 125.
It's a great bet.
Interesting. I hope so, because he's on my fantasy team, and I need him to get back into October Jamar Chase levels. Listen, this one I'm going to give you as a guarantee, okay? Because we've talked many times on this show how the Chargers cannot stop the run. In fact, they're the 32nd worst team. No, Dangles, they're not. They're the 32nd worst team in stopping the run in the entire NFL, who, as you know, only have 32 teams in the entire NFL.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, the second-place team, Houston, the difference between the Chargers and Houston is the same as the difference between Houston and the 9th place team in the NFL. That's how bad that rush defense is. Joe Mixon last week carried the ball 28 times for 165 yards. The week before, he carried the ball 30 times for 123 yards. Listen, His number right now on DraftKings Sportsbook is 84.5 rush yards, and I'm hitting the over on that. Listen,
Pound the over.
He's only done it 5 times all season, but he's done it 5 of the 6 times he's touched the ball 18 or more. He's been given the ball more and more with this offense as they're taking Jamar Chase and T. Higgins out of the game. I think that's going to be the game plan again. If Joe Mixon gets more than 18 carries, he's hitting this number over 84.5 rush yards for my guy Joe Mixon. I say that with the caveat of I am 1-5 when taking running back props so far this
Why
season.
would you do this to us? We don't need to get hexed. What the hell's wrong with you?
I do also because I was looking at one of those props as well, and his rushing and receiving is only 102.5 yards. The line on that, he could do that on the ground by himself in that game. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that either. If you don't love the 84 on the ground, you want to get the receiving in there because they do use him in the passing game. 102.5. I like that number too for him.
I like the 84 on the ground. I wanted to keep it there, but big scary man guy.
Yes,
I'm excited for your Bengals. I'm
can
genuinely excited for you, Bengals. It's just
bets.
fun when some of these teams that are surprise teams, and there's a lot of players that you can fall in love with on that team on both sides, cast-offs from other defenses, making Trey Hendrickson, making huge plays, Sam Hubbard.
love that guy.
Love this team, and I love that you got to come on and gloat a little bit for it. But last time you came on this show, you're talking about a single that you had with your new band, 3 Years Gone. Now you have a CD out there. It's called 100 Proof. The band is called 3 Years Gone. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you find music. How you feeling about the new releases here?
It's fantastic. I wish I wasn't sick because I have so many shows coming up, and I wish the Bengals wouldn't be so good because I've been yelling, and they're all mad at me. But yeah, we went over 12,000 streams and in the first day.
Congratulations.
And yeah, we've been crushing it. Everything's been going well. We're going to be doing the full band thing. July 9th is going to be crazy next year. I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you it's going to be crazy.
Okay,
and
I'm excited.
I do love your Mixon bet. That was going to be my third bet, as I told you before, because our new thing is, Zach Taylor, I don't know why it took him forever to figure out. When we get a lead, we're not stupid about it. We pound the ball. Like the third quarter, dude, is where Mixon's getting everything. They just keep pounding it. And that's why Chase's numbers have come down a lot, is because Mixon's getting a crazy amount of touches, which works. And I want to see Evans, Captain America, I want to see that guy get more catches because he's really good and they just don't use him. So many weapons, you know what I mean? So many weapons on that team.
Cornucopia of weapons.
Hey, even CJ Uzama's having a year this year.
I love that guy.
I'm back home during Christmas and the holidays. Hopefully I can see you, and maybe I can even
let's
come see
link
your
up.
show if you get over your sickness here. But thank you for coming on the pod once again. We will definitely have you on in the future, maybe for a little playoff preview.
You already know.
Maybe, but
Imagine it was Bengals Pats.
oh god, it'd be so much fun.
I'd be so upset, but I'd go nuts.
That would be a fun game to watch, though. Just on paper, a fun game to watch.
100%. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.